Hello, Taurus. This is Kat's Real Life Mystic Tarot. Thank you for joining me. This is going to be your October 2019 reading. And I was meditating on your energies, and I had a somewhat interesting one, kind of rather brief meditation image of a turtle. And this was a turtle that was seemingly coming out of a hibernation. Kind of not technically a hibernation, because I did see the turtle come out of the water, so something about that. But the turtle was slowly bringing his or her head out and opening his eyes and looking around and kind of having a restart and really appreciating what is seen with his eyes. So a number of things could be going on with you from that, and I think it could either be career-wise or relationship-wise. It may have been that you went through a difficult passage where you felt like you really had to hunker down and kind of protect yourself, keep away from these kind of negative energies that you've had around you. You have retreated maybe from your usual activities and from people you usually hang out with, and really attempted to cleanse yourself of those things. If it was a career situation that you went through, I feel like it could be that an idea you have, you're afraid to manifest. There's a fear element where you're kind of hunkered in and you're sitting on it, and you don't know if this environment's correct at this time for you to bring this out. You don't know if financially, if your resources are going to be there to bring out this idea of yours. So something about just emerging from the shell is happening to you, and opening your eyes and seeing things a little bit brighter. You're seeing things a little bit more abundant than before, and you're slowly, as a turtle would go, getting ready for this restart. Now, I took a major arcana, I shuffled and got this major arcana for you. I got Justice. So Justice in this case did come up in reverse, although I usually don't really count on reverse when I just pull the large major arcana for an energy for the month. But I want to embody both things, because I had kind of a message that there was an injustice done, and as you see it now, it was an injustice done to you. And from a very subjective viewpoint, and from, probably your perspective or those around you's perspective, it was an injustice done to you. And you're being asked to take a step back, pretty far back, to become a little bit objective about the situation and attempt to see both sides of the coin in this. Trying to, and sometimes this is very hard, because there's a lot of emotions attached and there's a lot of resentment attached. But try to step back and really see the position, the full picture, the full position. And you might be thinking, well, why should I? Or, feeling resentful or this or that. It's not about them. It's not about the situation. It's not about that group of people. It's about you, and you growing and becoming bigger, better, stronger, faster. This is about you and your soul evolution. So this is a reason to try to broaden your perspective on what has gone on. So, ready for your reading. I chose the Cathar Tarot, and I have the Salvatore Dali deck. I wanted to actually do Salvatore Dali and Klimt, because I think of Taurus as being Venus ruled and very artistic and just beautiful people that love beautiful things. But for some reason I was asked kind of to use a Cathar deck, and I don't usually use it. See, I can't even pronounce it, so obviously I don't use it. So let's see if anything interesting pops up because of it. I do a horoscope spread, and so I'm going to tell you a little bit about everything in your life. I will follow the major arcana to see what the major, and the major arcana is going to signify what you can't turn away from. You're going to be asked to address these energies in October. The minor arcana are optional. Like, these are things that come by. You can make a choice, or, you know, that type of thing, but you won't be compelled to make a decision. So that's why I kind of go to the major arcana. I will touch on everything just a bit, unless we go way over time with major arcana. The other thing I wanted to mention, and I do this all the time, but I tend to talk as though I'm speaking to a female viewer and about a male relationship, if we talk about relationships. And please believe me, it can be any relationship. I don't want to narrow it down, but in order to not clarify each time, you know, you guys know, it's just an energy. And the gender isn't significant in this. It's really just an energy. And in terms of like horoscope signs, water, fire, earth, air, you're going to have the different court cards that will signify that. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's their horoscope sign. A lot of times it does align that way, but it really is their energy. So if they're coming across as, and it could just be it could be their rising sign, and they're coming across as a very emotional person, but really they're an air sign, sun sign. So, I'm going to give you a description of the person a little bit more. So with no further ado, let's get started. Let's see, let me go with the Dali deck first, and I have shuffled everything. So everything is shuffled and ready to go. Okay. So right off the bat, Taurus, I do see something in your house of career aspirations, that type of thing, and also something hidden. So let's keep going here. I'm going to, pull this Cathar deck. Could be Cathar. Could be that. Wow. And so out come the major arcana when I'm clarifying. So, okay, a lot more going on, but I'm going to start with your career and your aspirations. First, I'm just going to go to your 6th house first, and then we'll go up to your 10th house. So 6th house is what you do every day, and this is what you do to bring the money home or the check home. Let me get my glasses. Okay, so for this, okay, there's a couple of things going on here. Right off the bat, you have like the Page of Cups, and you have the 9 of Cups in reverse. So for some of you, you might be staying home with a child and unable to work right now. You may not be employed at this time. Not that that's not work, but you may, you seem like you're probably not 100% fulfilled in this position. So this is going to be for some of you where your day-to-day is not doing it for you right now, and there are aspirations. Others of you, you're in a job that's a little bit below your capabilities. You can do a lot more. You could be doing something that's in an art field because the Cups cards are here. But still, there's just, it's fine. You're not unhappy. But there's some other level of happiness that you can envision for yourself. And let's go to the 10th house, because that's probably where we're going to find it. Now, the 10th house came up with a major arcana right away. And we have the Sun and 5 of Cups here. So, you may have, now this will be for some of you as well, maybe you gave up your job in order to have a child and you feel like you're out of the loop. This could be for some of you. Another one is you're on the way, the Five of Cups. You are generally in the field that you want to be in the big picture, but this particular position that you're holding isn't doing it for you. And there is something, like I was saying earlier, that you envision for yourself. There could be a partnership or someone you'd like to partner with in terms of a business idea. There's a great happiness to be achieved in your career. This is your strongest. Usually I count the first round as your strongest, your first like primary concern. So this career you will need to pursue. And you have to get out of, like, if you're having a Five of Cups energy, which is kind of like looking on the negatives, and as a turtle, you're looking at the fearful aspects, the things that don't work, the things that might not work about it, the downside of this. It would be good to start to look at the benefits, the possible benefits, to, bring in the full experience, the full positive experience of this career. Let me just grab a card. I'm going to grab a card to see anything about this career. And because Cathar deck wanted to come out, I'll use that and see a little bit about this career for Taurus. Anything else that can kind of clarify this career for Taurus. 10-14. Okay. So this could be somebody that, like, I would call it an advisory position, somebody that helps artists. You could be an agent. You could be an agent for any type of art, acting, anything. Someone that could give advice, even an acting coach, someone that can help the artists bring out the best in themselves. You could have a store that has consignment, or artists that are, bringing their works to the store. You can provide feedback in order to better the product. There's something of an advisor in this. And this is 14. This is Temperance. And I usually look at this as perfecting, like the painful process of perfecting something. Like if you were reading scripts, you can give somebody some advice to change the script. And sometimes that's hard for people to take. And also it could go the other way. Maybe you are the artist and you're accepting criticism or ideas for improvement to your work. So there's something in there for you. You just have you may have a very keen eye for quality and for artistry. Maybe having a gallery. There's a lot of stuff right in there. This is a very broad category, and I'm really excited for you because I love this stuff too. So I'm excited for you. But yeah, don't give up before you start. You focus on the positives, how to make it profitable, how to make this work. As a Taurus, you definitely can find the quality and find the value and help, to bring in some cash to that situation. Okay, so you have so many major arcana that came out when I went around. Let me go to partnerships. Since we were talking about partnerships in the business, let's go to partnerships. This is committed partnerships, but it could also be business partnerships. Okay, and so you're waiting on a message, and it has to do with 2 jobs or 2 possibilities. Maybe you sent out some information to 2 different places. If you're a writer, maybe you sent your writing out to 2 places, or anything where you've submitted maybe resumes, something like that. You haven't gotten anything as yet. And this is really the house of partnership. So this would be like you sent it to an agent, or you sent it to someone who would represent you, to a studio that would represent you, a gallery, anything like that. You're waiting. Now, this is also a relationship house. It's a romantic relationship house. So if we're looking at it from that standpoint, I see it as kind of like juggling. You haven't received a message. There could be someone that you're interested in, but they don't seem very solid. I'm not getting a commitment. Seems like you haven't received a commitment from them. You're not anticipating one in some way, or you're anticipating some message from this relationship. So if we're going on that route, the message hasn't come in. So let me get another card in terms of, let's do the message for career, partnership, agent, something along those lines, since that was your major focus, was your kind of your reputation, your career, what's going on in your aspirations. So what message will Taurus get? What message will Taurus get? So 5 of Pentacles. So 5 of Pentacles is feeling some anxiety. This could go either way with that. If the message asks a lot of you, it could bring up your fears, like, am I up to this? Am I able to give them what they need? Are they, maybe it's a great gallery and you're like, am I good enough to be there? Can produce a lot of fear. The other possibility is that of these two, they're passing on this situation, or this offer. So if that is the case, don't let that deter you. And let me get one more clarifier and see which way is this going for Taurus? Which way is this going to go for Taurus? And this is a general reading, so there could be a variety of responses, but let's see. So we got King of Swords. Okay, so King of Swords. So they're making a judgment that is of a very reliable sort. So whatever judgment comes, be it the relationship where they're not committing, you're better off. If this is a choice for you, please believe that they're choosing you because you are worthy, that they know their work. So trust whatever choice comes back to you, whatever message comes back to you, that it is the message meant for you, and take it as a message, to believe in your work, to believe in what you can do, or to correct course a little bit. If it's a little bit off, or maybe you've submitted to a gallery that doesn't show your type of work and you have to go somewhere else. And I'm using the art, I don't know, for some reason I wanted to do the art cards so earlier today, so I'm using that as the metaphor, but you guys could be in many different professions. But please believe that it will be the correct choice for you. Okay, since we were on partnerships and we were starting to touch on the relationship, let me go 5 to your 5th house. And, okay. So we've got the 6 of Swords, and we've got the Awakening, the last Judgment card. So in your relationship, you may have gone through, and this could relate to the turtle also, where it was a very difficult passage, maybe even a breakup. And you had really a strong awakening. The awakening could be to your career, that you need your career. The awakening could be that, maybe, usually it's a calling from your higher self, from your spirit guides or whoever's showing you the way, that you have a greater purpose. There is something for you. And within the relationship, that could mean moving on. And I'll pull a card for that. It could be moving on, that you have already moved on, could be as a very great possibility. Or that you're having an awakening to the truth of a situation. as we were saying with the Justice card, maybe seeing it from a really broad perspective. Now, that could still be that you had to move on. But in any case, and with the combined with the Six of Swords, it looks like you did or are moving on from into calmer waters. So usually it's a passage from something very turbulent into something a little bit better for you. So really a strong card in terms of your personal awakening. Now, I'll pull one more card, like what happened with this relationship, what's going on currently with the relationship for Taurus. What is happening in October for Taurus with this love affair relationship situation? Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so this may be in the ups and downs of this relationship. Maybe it has had its ups and downs. Maybe you went through a very hurtful experience within the relationship and are coming into kind of a better understanding of your partner. It also can mean that you're getting over a loss of a relationship and you're starting to see that you're really lucky. You weren't stuck there, and brighter possibilities. That goes along with my meditation in the beginning, where you're coming out of the shell. You were wounded, hibernating, and you're coming out and you're getting ready to start afresh, and you've purified your thoughts. And that's what we're looking for here, is like a purification of the thoughts, coming to terms with, and just starting a new day. Now, I'm surprised I didn't get the Fool in this reading so far, but I am getting like an emergence from you. Okay, so since we're talking about you, let's go to your first house. And let's see what's going on here. Your first house is your projection in the world, how you're seen by others, your outer projection. So we have the Nine of Swords in reverse and Six of Pentacles. So I'm getting a really strong feeling that your negative thinking, you're lying awake at night, all that, it's lingering but dissipating. You're getting to the point where you're moving on. You feeling like Six of Pentacles means reciprocity. And interestingly, you're getting it in the upright. So maybe there was reciprocity. Maybe there's a balancing of the scales within maybe the relationship, or you could be finding balance, or you're giving a little bit more than you did before because you're, I guess, not holding back so much now after this wounding or this experience. So there is a generosity of spirit that's coming back to you, and you're starting, you know, that nightmarish things that are keeping you awake at night. You're starting to sleep again. Your health is coming back. You're becoming brighter, you know. Okay, your values, your skills. This could go along with your career. So let's see. Now we have the Nine of Swords again, and the Knight of Swords. So you have a skill now of how to combat the negative thinking, the fighting, the staying up awake at night. You've learned, and you have a skill in how to fight and how to relinquish thoughts of negativity, anger, fighting, negative beliefs, things that keep you up at night, the revengeful feelings, anything along those lines. You're getting a handle on. You know how to handle it now. This is something you have achieved recently, and and how not to engage. When someone wants to engage, you know how to move away from that energy. This is a very negative energy, often Knight of Swords. It's a fighting energy. There's somebody that wants to fight. And negative, the Nine of Swords is also a negative thought pattern. Achieving a way to get away from it. How to reconcile those things. How to move away without being engaged. Just exactly what I said. Okay, so moving on. And in your mind, Okay, so Eight of Swords. So somebody made you feel less than. Someone made you feel like you weren't as good as. Someone, Eight of Swords is taped messages in your mind that tell you you can't do, that you won't be able to, that you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not smart enough, that you're not. And what we have here is the Star card. And they've made you, because the way this occurred is there are people that are envious of you and have been envious of you, and they're trying to bring you down a notch. And you've been surrounded by, in fact, this is a theme for you, where people have tried to bring you down a notch because they're afraid of your power. They're afraid of who you are. They're afraid of how you come across, like you are better, and that scares people and angers people and makes them competitive. And they think because they can bring you down that you'll be on an equal, playing field. Well, you let them, Taurus. Don't let them. This is part of your process of letting go of this, Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords. This in your mind and in your being is being relinquished now. You have a unique opportunity right now to get rid of all that. So whatever helps you, if being the Hermit helps you, fine. It probably did help you for a time, but now it's time to really start to enjoy life, find your pleasure back, remove yourself from people that are doing this. Now you know. These gaslighters, these narcissists, these people that their only way of gaining power is to take yours. You have a sixth sense now for these people and to move away from these people. So it's good on you, Taurus. Keep it up. This is going to take you all the way to where you want to be. Along with that, since we're on other people, let's go to the 11th house of your social groups. This came this way. Competition. Okay, so negative competition, 5 of Wands. And we have Moon in reverse. So again, just reiterating, I think I covered it right then, just now what we were talking about. You're being gaslighted by certain people. They're trying to bring you down a notch, and now. You are you're the star. You have the Star card, and they're trying to take the light out of the star, put a cloud in front of it, so that, maybe they can show that you wouldn't shine so bright, that they can, get seen as well. You know what? Let it shine, Taurus. Okay, so in your home, so interestingly, you have the King of Coins upright and the Knight of Coins in reverse. So in your home. So this tells me that you may, this may have to do with your actual home, where you're going to be moving to a nicer home at some point. The Knight is smaller than the King. You may be coming into more money. There's more money coming your way. There's a better situation, a better home that's coming your way. There also might be a man, a family man might help you financially. There is somebody maybe in your family that can help you, maybe even invest in your talents or business.